Nintendo Switch has games, lots of them, but few of them are free and at the same time good. So when I was approached by Bohemia Interactive to do a sponsored video on the new game Vigor, a free-to-play explore, loot and shoot game on the system, I was just like you, skeptical, as I'm not a big fan of shooters. To my surprise, Vigor turned out to be something completely different than I expected. From the moment I first got hold of the free-to-play Founders Pack, I got simply addicted to a game I never thought I would. Why? Since I guess I went in clueless and had no idea that A, this is not a zombie survivor shooter, but rather a radioactive explore, loot and shoot survival single and multiplayer title. And B, that the game is set in my own homeland Norway, or more precisely Northern Norway, the last bastion of the European survivors who have become outlanders in the Arctic near the town of Tromsø, where a good friend of mine Björn lives. We were both shocked when we realized this. Before we go further, it is also worth to mention that the Switch version is a port of the version of the game found on Xbox One, where the game has been for some time already as a free-to-play title, but my entire experience has been with the pre-official Switch Founders Pack version. Link in the description below. The free-to-play version is still upcoming on the Switch. And let me tell you, as a Norwegian born and raised in the land of fjords and mountains, the developers nailed the setting. Road signs, advertising, currency, yes, even our old telephone booths that along with the cars pretty much point that this game is most likely set in the late 80s, early 90s. Complete with our wooden houses, which by the way most of you can explore for loot and safes, and in the case of one of them, even own, as you have a big partially ruined house as your shelter, and this area also serves as the game's hub world, fully decked with Norwegian flags and a beautiful view on an abandoned oil rig in the fjord. Here you can build your dream Norwegian home or simply take in the beauty of coastal Norway at your own pace, customize and change the gender of your in-game character, and naturally hit the shooting range, or as we call it in Norwegian, skytebane, to exercise with some iconic weapons as you unlock more and more in the different maps and modes. By paying an entry fee, you can play the game right now before the free-to-play release later this year, and we are thanks to Bohemia giving away 4 free codes to enter the game early later on in the video, so stay tuned. Vigor is not an open world game, but rather a map-based experience currently divided up into 4 scenarios in solo mode and 2 scenarios in team mode. All 4 of the scenarios are tied to different maps, and you have the big encounter mode with multiple big map sets in typical Norwegian locations like mountains, valleys and fjords, where the main objective is to loot as much as possible in different houses, materials and weapons, survive the ambush of other players online, maybe even take them down, and then get out alive. Fiskefabrikken is the next mode, which is another loot and shoot mode, but set in a more dense northern Norwegian fishing village with more homes and some mountains, which brings the heat up. Then you have my favorite scenario, Shootout, which is an action-packed, fast-paced deathmatch experience where you loot weapons and then use said weapons to kill and search for even better weapons, set in a sawmill. Going for the kill in this mode is fun as you can immediately respawn and continue your hunt after other players who have extra tension during the last man standing finale. Last you have elimination, which is more tactical as your team has to work together with the same weapons to take out the opposing team, which you guessed also have the same weapons as you, or capture the objective on an Arctic island. It is fast paced, tenseful, and if you die you get this free roam camera to explore the beautiful, the rough island. The game plays well as a shooter, with gyroscope options, and the looting and shelter building aspect makes the game something more than just another shooter, which let's face it, we don't have many of on the Nintendo Switch. And far from all of us are into battle royales, so in that regard, Vigor is a great alternative for us who prefer to explore and do a little action only when necessary or desired, instead of being forced to constantly shooting. And in the case of the 2 big maps, Encounters and Fiskefabrikken, the fish factory, it is entirely possible to explore the beautiful scenery of northern Norway, loot along the way, and run to the exit point before radiation kicks in. And if you get the Founders Pack, which I thanks to Bohemia Interactive am giving away 4 codes of, you'll beside getting early access, the Founder uniform also gets some in-game currency which can be used to buy insurance for like 60 crowns before matches, so you can loot without the fear of losing everything if you get killed, and instead go for the big loadout that is the airdrop, survive that mayhem and claim the big reward. If you're interested in getting early access, then follow me on Twitter @CommonRealm and send me the following tweet, Vigor Common. I will then follow you back so I can DM and write with you if you win one of the 4 codes that will let you play Vigor early. And if you don't win, then at least you got a Twitter follow from us here at the Commonwealth Realm. So it is a win-win for you no matter what. Now it's time to gush about the main reason why you should play Vigor, beside the fact that it is constantly updated with new modes, seasons, and will eventually also on the Nintendo Switch become free to play. And even if you don't win in our giveaway, you will still get the chance to experience some rather solid exploration, loot and shoot gameplay with gyro option, and all of that in one of the world's most stunning game settings, Norway. Like, seriously, look at this. Yes, the graphics on the Switch may not be on par with the current Xbox One version, but still, it is a work in progress, and with new maps, seasons and modes added, we'll see more and more content added before the game becomes free to play on the Nintendo Switch, which is great for all of us Nintendo Switch owners. Currently, I've been playing the ongoing Season 4 Warlords, which added the previously mentioned tactical elimination mode, which is as addictive as the other maps and modes found in the game, and the armory cellar in the shelter where you can admire your weapons on display and also craft and customize your weapons before heading out to encounters. On top of that, it also comes with new weapons, jamming and mortar strikes, and much more cosmetic changes like face paint. The later uniforms, character customizations like face paint are found in the Battle Pass, which is a free and paid premier tier. But these, as the name calls, are completely optional, and you can enjoy the game without any issues as a skilled or even unskilled player. It all depends on how you want to play: shoot, loot, or explore. For me personally, the combination of all three is what makes Vigor a fun experience even before it becomes free to play later this year. The Switch definitely needs more games like this, and the fact that it is set in Norway's stunning and dramatic landscapes makes it even more fun, especially for the solo exploration portion of the game, as the numerous big maps require multiple matches to fully explore. Graphics and frame rate in the Switch version is obviously not on the level of the Xbox One. If you own an Xbox One, I would probably recommend getting the version there, since it's after all free to play and the graphics are obviously going to be better on a more powerful system. But the dramatic and authentic depiction of Norway really helps. I really feel like I'm in northern Norway when I'm playing the game. Overall, Vigor is a fresh surprise, which I thank Bohemia Interactive for the sponsorship on this video and the opportunity to once again visit northern Norway, though interactive, since I haven't been visiting that part of Norway since 2014. On top of that, for a very low price, yes, visiting Norway in real life is extremely expensive. Play the game either by entering the giveaway on our Twitter, as we provided the details for previously in this video, by buying early access, or simply waiting for the free-to-play version, which will eventually hit the Nintendo Switch later this year. Anyway, thanks for watching, and be sure to support the channel also by liking this video and sharing it so more can see and learn about Vigor, and also help us make more costly productions in the coming months thanks to sponsorships like this, and enjoy one of these two awesome videos.